Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Warships with Ungani Titan, or at least World of Warships Legends, I should say. I should distinguish between the two, but obviously you tell from the opening screen because it's going to be quite different. The iconography on the PC game is actually different. So we're on the big race, capture the base, and while I am increasingly convinced that the domination game needs to be 20 minutes long, I really do find it very unsatisfactory that it ends quite frequently, I think, with it all to play for. I'm not too bothered about the 15-minute game in standard battle capture the base mode. I don't mind if it ends, should we say, with a point score, without all the ships being destroyed or the base being flipped. It's I don't know if it's generally obvious who wins, but I just think because it's an all or nothing thing, because you either flip the base and succeed, and if you don't flip the base, well, you can still succeed by wiping out all the enemy ships, but it's or doing the most damage effectively is what the points score is going to be, because you're going to be on the same points until you kill ships. So if you lose less ships or kill more ships, you're going to have better points. And if you don't win by destroying the entire enemy fleet, you're going to win by flipping the cap circle. Then you're going to win by your effectiveness, at least your effectiveness in killing ships. And I think that's fair enough. I don't have a problem with that. I just think that the domination game is actually the more interesting game mode, and there's great opportunities for kind of defensive play, particularly for destroyers and things like that, low health destroyers that are not capable of contributing in the line of battle, but they can go around flipping cap circles and stuff like that. Now I've done something pretty risky here. I've come down on the I suppose the inside of these islands towards the centre of the map, and I'm kind of out of support, really. There's nobody in a position. There's one destroyer probably in a position to support me, and I have been spotted without necessarily spotting anything or doing anything useful. Now I kicked off the engine boost just to get me out of the area. I thought I'd be able to make it around here, but as I arrive around here, I see the enemy have made it before me, and there's a St. Louis, and there's another St. Louis, and I thought, okay, it's time to bug out of here, go back the way I came, let off some torpedoes, might deter the St. Louis and turn around. And then as I turn around, I spot the two destroyers, and I thought, I'm screwed. There's two destroyers in front of me, and if these guys engage me as well as the St. Louis behind me, then I'm in real trouble. Now I'm not taking any shots at the St. Louis, so I suppose maybe he can't cross the gap too quickly before I realised, and I decided not to engage on the ships, the two destroyers, because if they're not shooting at me, then maybe they won't notice, and I'll be able to get some distance. And two of my torpedoes have hit somebody, and they're flooding, and they're continuing to flood. They don't use their damage control or anything. Are they aware of damage control? I don't know. But I don't think it's that St. Louis. I think it's a different St. Louis. And there goes another one of our ships, one of our cruisers. So I launch some torpedoes against the St. Louis, and I said, right, well, we keep going and just bug out of here, we'll get some shots off. But I screw it up. I don't pay enough attention to the mini-map and the target indicators that indicates that I'm hitting pretty close to land, and I turn into the land and I stick to the side of the island. On the wrong side of the island with a Smith shooting at me. Now I managed to take the St. Louis out of it, which was good, so I popped the smoke and I'm immobilized and waiting for my engine to stop accelerating and go into reverse. So we finally get into reverse and get out of the direct line of fire from the Smith, because you can't see me, he was just firing at my last known location in the Smith. And there's the first ship that I torpedoed, just gone down from flooding. Anyway, there's the Smith. He's made a torpedo run, just launched one in each direction, but then he sailed right into mine, and that's got me a high caliber. It's got me a devastating strike, and I got, what's the other one? Liquidator. Yes, Liquidator. And then I look around, shake myself down, check my body for holes, so to speak, the ship, like, and it's really been in pretty good shape. And there's only one enemy left. 10 Ryu. And I'm kind of the nearest ship to him, so head off and chase. I mean, might as well, why not? What's there to lose? We've already gotten the high caliber and all the rest of it, and we're doing pretty well for ourselves. Now we might or might not catch it. Some of these Japanese destroyers or cruisers are actually faster. I think some of the cruisers are faster than actually some of the destroyers. So the Tenryu sees one look at me and just bails. Now I'm looking for a torpedo. I don't really have any hope of hitting him. It's more of a herding exercise, that if he turns around and comes back towards me, if he decides that his best bet would be to come directly at me. For instance, if he comes directly at me, he might not have to face as many ships if he keeps running, because the destroyers are going to catch up with him, but they're making a bet that he's going around the other side of the island. So having torpedoes in the water is a useful thing. You never know, he might run into them. But as long as he's running, he won't. As long as he's trying to keep the distance. Now, I think he turns every now and again. I don't know, is he planning to launch torpedoes back, or is he trying to double back in that direction, or what exactly he's trying to do? I don't know, but he's decided that it's too much to face, and he has turned back the other way, and he's now putting his tail to the destroyers, and he's coming broadside along to me, which is why I launched. It was probably a bit premature. I should have waited a bit longer and actually just used the guns and get a bit more damage, and if he decided to go past me, then I would have a better chance of hitting with the torpedoes, and I'd be making more use of my gun, and I'd have a few more points of damage to gain. However, we're not going to catch him with torpedoes, because I think he's faster than the torpedoes. We can catch him with shells, though, which is probably what I should have been doing. And yeah, the destroyers parallel with me. There's what, 5 of us? There's 5 of us, and there's another guy way further back who's not really in the races. The Tin Ryu is running out of sea. That is the map border there, not too far in front of him, and he is going to have to turn. If he turns the way he's turning right into the heart of our fleet. If he turns the other way, he's just, I'm the closest ship, I think, to him. Closest ship to the eastern edge. Might be more viable, I don't know. That's a wall of torpedoes coming in, but one way or the other, I don't think he's going to last too long. He has turned the other way into the fleet, and he's, I suppose, going to try and sail through the destroyers, but it doesn't work out, and it's game over. So let's see what the final result here is, and how do we do? Well, we got a high caliber, so we should do pretty well. We got a Liquidator. We got 2 devastating strikes for the torpedo strikes, taking out most or high health, fairly high health ships. We actually come number 1 by experience with 3 kills, so we have the most kills. We have substantially the most experience as well. And I think high caliber probably means we did the most damage as well as whatever the other requirements for the medal are. So thank you for watching. I hope you found the video interesting and entertaining. If you did, please give it a like and a share. Feel free to comment if you've not already done so. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out. Catch you all again soon. Bye for now.